Another week in America. So, guys, let's get together and talk a little bit about what happened on Friday with this presser with President Zelensky and our administration. I would love to get everybody's feedback on what they thought, but let's talk a little bit about it, shall we?
You got desires. I know. You got desires. I know. You got desires.
Friends. Sunday night. How's everybody doing? Getting ready for the work week and just thinking about all that has gone on this week and just checking in to see how everyone is doing. I know for me and myself, I can tell you that, guess what? I am tired. We have had another week full of political drama with things that we cannot control. I mean, with all of the Doge firings, then we had Friday. And I just want to talk a little bit about Friday and the impact that it had. So President Zelensky came to the White House, came to the Oval Office to potentially sign a deal over, hopefully have a ceasefire with the Russian war that has been going on for years. What should have been a peaceful meeting turned into a disaster because it seems like our president is not wanting to uphold any type of diplomacy, which the United States really is known for. He wants to side with Russia. As we all know, Russia invaded Ukraine years ago. It's been like 3 years of this war that is going on. Based on what Zelensky was saying, that there have been ceasefires that have been put in place that were not honored by Putin. So, in Trump's running for office, he said, I can get this done. I can get this deal done. We'll end this war very quickly. I think it was within 24 hours. So we are within the first 45 days of his presidency. Zelensky comes. Mind you, he comes to the White House. Last week, he made a statement saying that Zelensky was a dictator, which is so far-fetched, but we'll get back to that because he said he didn't say it. But he gets to the White House, and upon Zelensky arriving, started making slick comments about this man's clothes. Anybody is aware Zelensky has been on the front line. His country has been at war for about 3 years. So, I'm not thinking he would bring a tux to come over and sign some type of peace deal. It started there, then they go to the Oval Office, cameras running, because guess what? Our president wanted to put on a show, and the show did not it wasn't in our best interest. It wasn't one of the United States' better days. He started berating him, was touching him while he was speaking, which let me know Zelensky is a better man than I would ever be. Was talking aggressive. Then we have Vice President Eyeliner that decided to chime in because he's a lapdog. And I know he was excited to be invited to this meeting because, you know what? Elon's been in all of the meetings. So we finally get to see J.D. Vance. And he acted like a toddler. He started condemning this man about, have you been thankful? You haven't said thank you since you've been here. It was just a poor showing and showed that America is leaderless. I've been saying this for a while, but America is definitely leaderless. And in front of a national stage, we see that America is no longer the stronghold that it had been. We want to get out of NATO and really just have no oversight in anything that is going on. We don't want to do anything with Russia because, our president is in bed with Russia. So now we have to face, what are the repercussions of this? It was said that after this tumultuous meeting that Donald Trump asked Zelensky to leave and he's not allowed to come back to the White House because he was disrespectful unless he's ready to do what is asked. Now, mind you, this peace deal, ceasefire, all of this was contingent upon Ukraine signing over minerals. The minerals are what the ploy is with Ukraine. That's why they want Ukraine. Russia wants Ukraine because it has valuable resources. So as a leader of his country, He's not going to sign over these minerals with no concessions. A smart person would do that. I'm not going to give you something and not get anything in return. But he walked away from the deal, and I am very proud of him. Ukraine, we support them. And let me tell you something. Zelensky has all of my respect at this point. The way he handled that meeting, because Stacey, they would have put me out, or I would have got shot. Because when you keep putting your hands on me, no, sir, we're not doing this today. But I think it was all set up to make the president look like a tough man. And that's why he invited his reinforcement eyeliner VP to come in as well, so he could get some jabs in. But I remember last week, he said that Zelensky was a dictator. A dictator would not say, I want peace for my country, and if it means me stepping down, that's what I'll do. But that's what he volunteered to do. But for this man to call him a dictator when that is what he is striving to be, it's absolutely disgusting. And you could tell that this was set up beforehand. But the bigger picture is, how is this going to impact the United States with other countries? Over the weekend, there was a summit. A lot of EU leaders got together and strategized on what the next steps are. And they are supporting Ukraine. The president of the United States was so unpresidential, it is putting our country in danger. Our allies, we're turning on them. We are turning on them so we can be a part of Russia. We want favor with Russia. And it's so sad that we knew this was going to happen, even on the campaign trail. Guess who said it? Kamala. Hillary Clinton said the same thing about him. He wants to be a dictator, and he wants favor from who he considers a tough man, which is Putin, that he would sell out his country. And guess what? We've been sold. There are people that are not going to want to do business with us. We've got tariffs that are being put in place. And who is this going to hurt? The Americans. It just makes no sense that we're going through this, but we knew it was going to happen. But I guess my question is, people that voted for this man, how are you feeling? How are you feeling? A lot of you guys are federal employees and you're losing your job. And I'm not laughing about you losing your job, but how do you feel when you're impacted? Because from what I could gather, you didn't think you would be impacted. It was going to be people that were darker skin tone that were going to be impacted. You were going to be safe because you can say, oh, I voted for him. I voted for him. He's going to protect me. And as we are seeing, we are in that fuck around and find out stage. And people are finding out. It doesn't matter. Everyone is impacted. So as we go through the rest of our, the rest of the year with this unprecedented, wild behavior, losing allies, how are you feeling? I just want to know. That's a genuine question. How are we feeling? What are we doing to maintain our mental health? And I guess, what are the protests going to look like? I know that Black women really want to sit this one out. The 92%, including myself, want to sit this one out. But our democracy is at stake. So who's going to organize the protest to see what we can do to push back? Town halls have been getting heated. Republican senators have been getting pushback. But what are we going to do? I just wonder, is America ready to go into a dictatorship, to be ruled just like Russia? Did we think about this when you went to the voting booth, or were you just voting because you said anybody but that Black woman? Even though she told me all of the things, everything that she said came to fruition. And we knew that she was smart, but were you thinking that my racism is more important than civility? And how are you coping with those things? I just want to know. Random question. Leave your comments below. I'd love, this is something just, it's random. How are we feeling in today's political climate with everything that has happened? How are we surviving? Let me know what you're doing to maintain your health. And let me know just why you voted, the reason if you voted against Kamala Harris and you voted for Donald Trump. I would love to know. I want to know what made you do that, not to ridicule you, but just to understand. I'm seeking to understand. If you like this content, like, comment, and subscribe. If you don't like it, you don't have to. But I'm just very curious to see what people are thinking. All right. Have a good one, everyone.